All right, so XFL is tomorrow, and I thought it'd just kind of be fun to pick a team. I know there's some things out there where it's just a random generator and you get who you get. But I guess I'm gonna base it more more off the logo and stuff. Because it's hard to base it off the roster when you don't really know anyone on the roster. Um, so I mean, there's a couple big names. What I think Chad Ochocinco wanted to be a kicker. I don't know if that fell through or not, but last we knew, he said he did. And obviously, being only 8 teams, they're small. They couldn't really expand because you got to start small. Not everywhere is gonna be open right away. So there's nothing really close. The closest team to us is St. Louis, or close team to me here in Wisconsin is St. Louis, because it's literally right under us, basically 2 states under us. But you know, looking at the teams, well, okay, first of all, I think eventually maybe 4 years down the line, if they're stable enough, obviously they have the funding that AAF didn't, so they're going to be able to last here probably a year, two, maybe three. But I think half a decade down the line, 4 or 5 years, um, I think we could have a full 20 plus um, 20 plus teams. That's what I was thinking of. In the XFL, um, I have been trying to tell them they should merge with the AAF basically and have like the AAF conference and then the XFL conference and then it's technically under the XFL. Um, but I guess you rename the XFL the like XFC or something. I don't know. But I think bring in those teams. Give them more of a shot. Obviously, because AF didn't have funding, and so a lot of people couldn't get home. And there was some people that were picked up by NFL squads. Some put on practice squads, and then there were some NFL players that would help the AAF players get home. So I thought that was nice, but I would love to see that somehow return. I think they had eight. I want to say they had eight also. Starting out, I could be wrong. They might have had 16. Um, I don't have a picture of that pulled up, but uh, the, they deserve a second chance. And they had a good intentions with the league. They had so I think it'd be fun, and that's kind of like merge the two leagues that want to go up against the NFL. Um, Obviously, you're probably going to end up having to brand it under the XFL because AF wouldn't have the funding to support it. Um, but I think that'd be a way. That's you get, like I said, eight. I think it's eight. If it's more, I'm probably wrong, but I'm gonna keep saying eight. But you have eight XFL teams, eight AF teams. You got 16 right there. Obviously, within this decade, so by 2030, you'll probably see 16 more teams. They could go up to 40. I know. I think I saw something a couple years back. The NFL thought about going to 40 or something. I don't know. That could be false information I heard, but I think there's a lot of potential. Obviously, right now they go uh, right after the Super Bowl. Um, I don't know if they're gonna try to. Well, you can't really go during the NFL season because some of these XFL teams play like the New York Guardians play in the Giants Stadium right now. I think the Renegades play in Dallas, and then the Roughnecks I think play in Houston's stadium. LA has about 20, so and then I think Seattle Dragons are in the Seattle stadium too. I could be wrong. I know there's a couple that aren't, like the Tampa Bay Vipers. I don't think play in the Tampa Bay Stadium, in the Buccaneer Stadium. Um, St. Louis, obviously, they took over for the Rams. I believe. I hope they did. That would be the smart thing to do because then you don't have to go out and build another one there, or and get a small little one when you already have one built there. So I'm guessing that's what St. Louis probably took over. But I think I'm gonna. I'll go top three. Um, I think third place overall. I think we'll root for the New York Guardians. Uh, you know, I don't really know how to base this off of because again the rosters are people that don't really know. Um, we know nothing about the teams. I want to see them play, but maybe I could do this again next year and actually pick a team. Well, I might just end up sticking with this three for now. But we'll go to New York Guardians for number three. Um, we'll go Tampa Bay Vipers for number two. Just well, one their logo looks pretty good. But I I feel like they I don't know. Something's telling me they probably have a chance to go to the championship. Um, right now, I think it's just called the championship. I don't think they branded it in anything like NFL branded the Super Bowl. It used to be called the NFC versus AFC Championship. So they could rebrand it to the XFL Championship. Well, I think isn't it already the XFL Championship or is it just the championship? I don't remember, but um, they'll probably end up rebranding it later down, and they're just calling it the championship for now. Um, and then I think my number one team I'm going to support. I think I'm going to support the Dragons, the Seattle Dragons. Being from Wisconsin, we don't like the Hawks, um, but I do really like that logo. That logo looks really sick. Um, but I think the Vipers and the Dragons, uh, unless they're from the same division, which I hope not. Um, I hope though they're probably gonna go East versus West right now, but you can't really do that because you have everyone South. There's two teams out West, two teams out South, down South, and then there's four out East. Um, so I don't know how they're gonna bracket these. Um, obviously, every team plays each other. What is it? Twice um, during the year because they're going. I think they're going for was it 12 weeks? I want to say 12 or 14 weeks. They're going for in the season. So um, it's probably 16 if everyone plays twice. It's probably end up going to be 16 then. I think it's nothing's coming to me today. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna go the Dragons for number one. The Vipers number two, and then the Guardians number three. Which I think supposed to be a lion. I think the New York Guardians are supposed to be a lion, and this is supposed to be like a gargoyle or something. I don't know. Um, but so yeah, so I'm gonna root for the Dragons. Um, you know, even though, uh, Seahawks, yeah, but it's a whole different league. So being and plus there's no one from Wisconsin right now. There's talks about Milwaukee. Um, I would not be surprised if they end up putting something in Lambeau. Uh, they could do that. There's a couple places around the state that could put a team. Um, I think it'd be fun to go to a game. Obviously, right now during college, um, with the hours I have going to school, it's gonna be kind of tough. Um, but they are gonna do some Saturday games. Which that'll bring me to close here. Tomorrow, what is it? 5 p.m. I think is it 5 p.m.? It might be 4 p.m. I think it's 5 p.m. Eastern. Um, will be the first game. Is that the Vipers? Is it the Vipers and the Wildcats? Is that who it is? Let me look that up. Oh, here I can just go back and go schedule actually. But we will be streaming that first game. Uh, we'll see about Sunday. I know there's a couple games Sunday. Oops, this one's better actually. Excuse me. Oh, it's Seattle and DC. That's the first game. Uh, oh, it's at 2. 1. Okay, it'll be at 1 my time. Um, I guess they're not really advertising that. I saw 5 o'clock Eastern like all over this week. Um, unless we don't get that game. Oh my god. If we don't get Seattle versus DC, I'll stream LA at Houston. Um, I will come out with another video. It'll probably go up. It'll go up sometime tomorrow morning before the game. Um, talking about the rules and whatnot, the rule changes. Um, yeah, 4 teams. Oh, it's 10 weeks. Okay. Yep, and then it's the playoffs and the championship. And it is East versus West. I don't know how they're gonna do that because you gotta like cut like sideways. I guess you gotta put uh, both Texas teams in there. I don't know. I don't know if they have brackets somewhere in here. But we'll do a Saturday game. We'll see about Sunday. Um, it's on ABC. Okay. So we'll see about Sunday. But I would love to stream the very first game of the XFL. See how different it is. They obviously their objective is they want more scoring. But I don't want it so defenses literally can't do anything and they're just standing there letting the offense just go down the field. So I hope there is some defense in this. Uh, you know, and as long as there's not 500 flags being thrown, I'll be happy. So I am going to support this. I supported the AAF for 6 weeks or ever. Well, yeah, a month and a half it lasted, so 6 weeks it lasted. We'll support this. I'm still really want them to add AF teams to it. But I I don't know. We'll see what happens down the line. But other than that, like, subscribe, roll to 100, and share this around. Peace.